This is the captain. Brace for impact.
What?
Brace! 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 Heads down! Stay down!
There were 155 people on that plane.
Brace! Brace! Brace!
You were one of them.
Stay down!
Over 40 years in the air, but in the end, I'm going to be judged on 208 seconds. I need a count, passengers and crew.
Is anyone still here?
Hey everyone, welcome to the Duo Show. I'm JD.
I'm Corey. This will be our non-spoiler review for the movie Sully.
Texas 1549, runway 4, clear for takeoff.
Sully. Sully. Sully, we're too low. Sully. 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 Sully, where are you?
Tom Hanks really brings out an important role from Captain Sullivan.
But also Aaron Eckhart did a very good job when supporting Tom
He
Hanks'
really
role.
did. And they were both very, very captivating.
Yeah, it was
now,
awesome.
the only complaint that I have, it was only those two characters that really drove the story. I was really hoping something more from his wife.
I agree. I wish I would have had more background on his family. Not necessarily before the crash happened, but even after and even sometimes during the crash, you didn't get a lot of that information that you kind of wanted.
And you know, Clint Eastwood does a really, really good job of doing flashbacks, coming back to reality. The way the film starts out, it's amazing how you take the events after the crash, and then you go right back to it, and then you go back to his life way before he started becoming a pilot.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things that I liked. I actually didn't know how much I was going to like flashbacks because I get kind of confused going back and forth. But this movie flowed so well. It never had a break or a pause. It just really, really was put together very well by Clint.
And what really surprised me was Clint Eastwood hasn't done this kind of movie before.
No.
I mean, you saw American Sniper, but the way he paced this movie,
It's perfect. I don't think
I
it
wasn't
could've been-
bored.
Yeah,
Not at
never,
all.
not in 1 second. And then, yeah, but there were still slow parts of the movie. There was always something going on to where you were captivated, yet it was still a slow, dragging kind of part.
You know, usually people would get bored from these kind of movies, and even in American Sniper, there are moments where it just dragged on. You just wanted to get to the action. Sully has so much action within the characters themselves.
Yeah,
Like-
maybe not physical action, but even that emotion that draws you near.
And that's what Tom Hanks did a
Yeah.
really good job on. Because
Amazing.
Captain Sullivan wasn't just going through the crash, he was going through other things that he hinted at with his family, with the people at his work,
Yep.
and even with his friend Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, they had a really good relationship. They worked really well together.
Mhm.
Now, it also didn't hint in the movie that they had worked before that flight before.
Yeah.
But it didn't hint in the movie that they worked together before that crash, and so it kind of made me wonder what kind of relationship they had before and even after the movie ended.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, that movie ends on a dime. Like, you just don't expect it to end. You think he's going to say something else or it's going to continue on the story, but it just ends and you're like, whoa.
You know, and it's crazy to think, you know, this movie is just over 2 hours long.
Oh, it's crazy.
No one warned us. No one said you were going to lose both engines at a lower altitude than any jet in history. This was dual engine loss at 2,800 feet, followed by an immediate water landing with 155 souls on board. No one has ever trained for an incident like that.
Our job is to investigate how a plane ended up in the Hudson River.
On the Hudson.
It's not a crash, it was a forced water landing.
Simulations showed that you could make it back to the airport.
Not possible. I felt it go. My aircraft.
Your aircraft.
You know, Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart, they weren't the only ones that were very captivating in the movie. Yes, they drove the story. There was a lot more characters involved, including his wife, the agent that was, you know, going against him.
Yeah, leading the investigation.
Yes.
I like how they used also the steamboat characters and
Mhm.
part of the NYPD. They
You
even
saw
had
the whole community
Oh, yeah.
like help out. Like it just
Awesome.
wasn't the police or anything. It was the entirety of New York City.
one of the whole like passion systems in the movie was you know, one of the whole passionate things about the movie was a man said that it's good to have good news about New York City, especially with a plane involved. And so I thought that was a really cool moment that that is hidden kind of in that movie.
You know, they took like a piece of American history that just happened recently.
Yeah, and
You know, things are happening every day. It's
Yeah, but
good
it's-
or bad.
And it's just awesome to have that story. And it really did let the community all come together in the moment and in the movie very, very, very well.
It was also very human story. Like it really touched on humanity.
When you said
And
Hugh,
how-
it reminded me of humorous. It was actually very humorous too.
There was a couple humorous parts in there.
There were some parts where you were like, what? Like
you go
that's-
through all this crap, and then eventually
you make a joke, and you're like,
it's okay. And
okay.
Then, but you see, Tom Hanks plays off that really well. You know, he wants to laugh, but
Speaking of laugh, you know, there was parts where I thought that I would see him happy, and he wasn't. Most of the entire movie, he was just very sad, very solemn.
You know, in real life, you know, Sullivan was very kept to himself. He didn't reveal a lot of things, as we all know, about his personal life. But, you know, Tom Hanks really, he took that feeling that he had during the events when they actually happened. He wasn't happy the whole time.
He lived it.
He wasn't happy about being the hero. He didn't want to be that. You know, he was just doing what he had to do. And all the attention you could tell was wearing on him. And Tom Hanks really just delves into that character. And I also read an article somewhere, I forgot where it was. We'll post a link down below if we found the article. But they were saying how Sullivan went to a private screening.
Oh, yeah.
And watching the movie, he said it was like watching himself in the mirror. And that really, really touched me because I was like watching it myself. And I was like, well, if he saw himself.
It's definitely
Wow.
good when you get a real life character that someone plays to say yay or nay about the actor that played him, especially when they do it that
I
well.
mean, you don't get that too often, you know, in movies nowadays. And I mean, you had American Sniper. You have a movie every year that does this, and to have an event that just happened in 2009, Tom Hanks working with, you know, Sullivan for this role.
I'm actually, I mean, I know we've talked about Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart a lot, but back to what we were talking about, Clint Eastwood. You know, he's done some very, very, very successful movies, but
Nothing to this caliber.
No, I think, and nothing to this emotion.
He's really stepped up as a director, and he's done phenomenal
Especially
work.
the past couple of years.
But this has really reached a new level.
Yeah.
Sully is, wow. This is just
It's a movie to go see, y'all.
Definitely.
It's definitely something that to go out. It's not something you would want to go see multiple times. It's not something that you'd want to go see with like your best friend on a date. But
it's just a movie for the ages. I
it
feel
is.
like
It's a movie that will last.
every age has to go see this.
Yeah.
You know, you have those classics. This movie will be a classic. Not
Definitely.
something to watch over and over again, but a staple to have at your home.
Yeah.
And a staple to go see in the theaters for sure.
So Corey, what's your overall movie rate for the whole movie? What you think, like out of 1 out of 10?
I would give it anywhere between a 7.5 and an 8, and the only reason I wouldn't give it an 8 is the rewatchability. I mean, you have blockbuster movies like The Avengers, Star Wars, Batman
You can
versus
watch over
Superman.
and over and over
Yeah.
again.
And there's also other movies that are very Oscar contender. You can watch over and over again.
Yep.
Sully is just the reason why it's a 7.5 to an 8. It capitalizes on everything a movie should. It had the characters, the plot, the story, the pacing.
Yeah, it kept you in it the whole time.
There was literally not a down moment in the movie. Really, the only part I just could not understand was why they did not put the wife in enough.
Yeah, I agree.
I was really missing that, and the family. So, you know, there was not really a down point in this movie, except for the wife and the daughters. There was not enough of everybody else had a point in the movie. You got to experience what they were feeling. Yeah, you got a few scenes with the mom. Barely even see the daughters.
No, you saw him in the background.
Crazy. I wish they played off them more. I felt like you would have enveloped yourself into Sully more.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was great. So I gave it a 7.5 overall for me. Would have given it an 8, but not feeling it. But, you know, what do you think about it? What would you give this movie?
Really, I'm torn between giving it a 7 to a 7.5. The only reason I wouldn't definitely for sure say 7.5 is because of the rewatch. Like, I rewatch movies all the time. It's something that I do regularly. I just love watching movies over and over again. And I couldn't say that I would go see this movie again for fun. Was it a phenomenal movie? Yes. Go see it. 150%. It's something you need to go see. But it's not something that you would want to watch over and over and over again.
Definitely don't pass out on this movie, guys. You need to go see this in the theaters. It is such an experience.
Yeah.
It just captivates you in the theater. I feel like I wouldn't do the same thing at home. I'm really glad I got to go see it. It's definitely changed my perspective on a lot of things.
Oh,
in
definitely.
life.
100%.
Especially for humanity. Like, it's such a human story, I'm telling you.
And you know, the movie actually
so
reveals so much about the situation that I didn't know about the Hudson River crash. Like, I had no idea that some of the stuff that in the movie happened. And the movie was accurate, guys. Like, I did my research before and after. The movie was accurate to the situation. And so that's one thing that makes it a good movie. And so it's a go from us. Like, it's go see it.
If you want to send your kids on a history lesson, take them to go see this movie. Best thing you guys can do.
Take them there before a family vacation that you're flying on.
Definitely family friendly. I gotta say that about this movie.
It really is. There was not obscene language, and so it was really good, really family oriented. Yes, it was scary at some points and very heart wrenching, but still, you can take it's a movie for the family. So it's a go from us. You know, definitely go see it. Guys, comment any questions, anything like that. You can comment them below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel. We're gonna have information from me, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Be sure to follow the Duo Show on Facebook and Instagram down below.
All the annotations down below. For me, it's Corey Skellion from JD Bilbo. Follow us on everything. We'll keep you up to date what we're going to be doing in the future. So,
and look, if there's any movies, movie reviews, anything like that, trailer reviews, we're going to be doing some of those coming up recently. Comment below what you would like to see. Comment what reaches your heart or sparks something in you. You know, just comment below anything and everything. We'll take it.
What you guys like to see, we'll put it out there for y'all. So,
thank you guys for watching today. We appreciate it.
This is the Duo Show. See you later.